Once upon a time, a poor husband and wife lived next to a castle with a beautiful garden. The garden belonged to a powerful witch named Dame Gothel. The wife was pregnant and longed to eat the rampion Rapunzel growing in that garden. Out of love for his wife, the husband sneaked into the garden to steal the herb in the dark of night. However, the witch caught him and was extremely angry. She agreed to let him take the herb, but on the condition that they must give the child to her when it was born. Terrified, the husband had no choice but to agree. When the baby girl was born, the witch appeared immediately and took her away. She named the girl Rapunzel, after the name of the herb. Rapunzel grew up to be the most beautiful girl in the world, with long golden hair that shone like spun gold. When she turned 12, the witch locked her inside a high tower, deep in the forest. This tower had no door and no stairs, but only a small window at the very top. Whenever the witch wanted to go up the tower, she would stand below and call out, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair to me." Rapunzel would let her long braids fall through the window, and the witch would climb up by holding on to them. A few years later, a young prince rode through the forest and heard a voice singing so sweetly. It was Rapunzel, singing to ease her loneliness in the quiet tower. The prince wanted to approach her, but could not find an entrance to the tower. He decided to return to the forest every day to listen to that beautiful singing. One day, the prince hid behind a bush and saw the witch approaching. He heard her call for Rapunzel to let down her hair and witnessed how she climbed up. Waiting until darkness fell and the witch had left, the prince stepped to the foot of the tower. He disguised his voice and called,
"Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair."
Instantly, the golden hair fell down, and the prince climbed up to the top of the tower. At first, Rapunzel was frightened because she had never seen a man before. But the prince was very gentle, telling her that her singing had warmed his heart. He asked her to marry him, and Rapunzel agreed because she saw that he was both young and kind. They planned to escape. Each night, the prince would bring a silk thread so she could weave it into a ladder. But one day, Rapunzel accidentally revealed the secret to the witch because of her innocence. The witch was furious. She took a pair of scissors and cut off Rapunzel's beautiful golden hair. Then, the wicked witch banished her to a distant and desolate desert. That evening, the witch tied the cut hair to the window and waited for the prince to arrive. When the prince climbed up, he did not find Rapunzel, but only the wicked witch mocking him. In his grief and despair, the prince leapt down from the high tower. He luckily survived by falling into a thorn bush, but the sharp thorns blinded his eyes. For many years, the blind prince wandered everywhere in misery, searching for his love. Finally, destiny guided his steps to the desert where Rapunzel was living. From afar, he heard a very familiar and sweet voice singing. He followed the singing, and Rapunzel recognized him instantly. She ran to embrace him and wept tears of pure happiness. Two of Rapunzel's tears of joy fell directly onto the prince's eyes. A miracle happened. His eyes brightened, and he could see everything clearly as before. He brought Rapunzel back to his kingdom, to a warm welcome from all his people. From then on, they lived happily ever after, in peace and love.